What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Salty Confessions podcast. My name is Jay Carvalho.
My name is Jeremy Crawford.
And we're back with another solid episode. We took some time off. We've been grinding away at the beach. So, getting back into the flow of the summer, staying busy. And we're super stoked to launch this back off. We're going to continue to stay consistent as much as we can and still get out episodes. I think this season we're going to bring on some guests so that we can spice things up and have some interesting stories, different perspectives, and super excited to keep going with this. It's been a minute since we've done this, so update me, give me a little rundown on these past few weeks.
It's kind of funny, we do a bonfire every Thursday with some buddies at the church, and you've seen it. Since the season has started, everyone's just tired and extremely tan.
Yeah.
So it's been good, man. I'm over in Rosemary now, so new beach, new people. Adjusting to change has caused a lot of growth, and it's great people down there, though. I mean,
year of change.
Yeah, you told me too that people down there, just the vibe down there was totally different. It really is, man. Great people, and money's rolling. TikTok is blown up since we last talked, so here we are, folks.
Check his stuff out. It's amazing work. It's beautiful,
man. Likewise, and it's brought in a lot of business, so just kind of making sure that I got my ducks in a row, and I offer a product that I'm proud of. So what about you, bro?
Good. I've got back on the beach. I'm lifeguarding again, getting some sun. Like you said, I just got cooked. 2 weeks of just getting sun every day.
Like bacon.
But yeah, literally. So we're starting off the season solid, getting that base tan and getting the workflow back in.
Oh, yeah.
It was good to go from that kind of slow off season to rolling in some paychecks just for now, and then getting ready to launch the school back up, and grind as much as I can this summer, get some stuff going with the content, and I'm excited. Not a whole lot going on personally, just been focusing on work and staying consistent with my posting schedule, and
you're killing it, bro.
Appreciate it.
You were killing it, man. Everyone support his page too. The grind that this man has been on for 8 months now?
8 months
daily. It's inspiring.
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah. Dude, and your stuff's taken off too, which is amazing, because I've been waiting on it, because I know with the amount of work that you're putting into your videos, it was bound to happen. There's without a doubt, and it's just going to keep going. The more you stay consistent with it, it's gonna keep growing.
Yeah.
So
thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
It's really interesting. What I love about both of our things are growing is I've always just been praying, if something happens with it, help them see God, not us, because I don't want an ego to grow from it or anything. I simplify my videos to just posting every single sunset during Lent, because that was what was keeping me sane, kind of, and I wanted to share it. The people that find God just in something as simple as a sunset. It's been so humbling, dude. It's really cool.
Oh yeah, and a lot of people they're stuck in their office job.
Yeah.
They don't get to go to the beach. They don't get to see the sunset. They hardly even get to go out in nature.
Yeah.
So it's they're getting their fill in your videos, and it's pretty awesome, because you're growing really fast. You're at 14 now? 13, 14?
Coming up on 13.
13, 14. Yeah, that's great.
But it's we take a lot for granted, man. I used to bitch and complain when we moved here, because there's no mountains. And it's such a beautiful place. I couldn't imagine living anywhere else, honestly, which is weird for me, because I'm so used to traveling and going to different places.
Yeah.
And never finding home, but I'm slowly finding home, which is cool.
Me too. I've been for the longest time. I've just wanted to get out, and felt stuck here. Mentioned it in other episodes. But, as you kind of take things by each moment and show gratitude for where you're at right now, you start to realize, okay, this is not that bad. I live in paradise. Yeah. And then in time, you'll be able to go places, and my plan is to travel. But I feel as humans, we're always trying to find the next best thing, and we're not really sitting down and just enjoying what we have, because we're always in a season of growth. Like God is putting us in periods of our life to pretty much prepare us for next. Because if we're not happy right now, we're not going to be happy when we get the next thing. So it's like, all right, if I'm not happy living in my home, what's to say that even if I travel, I'm not going to be happy there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it is like, though I say I'm finding home, like you said, there should always be an intention to go discover and stuff like that too.
Exactly.
I'm stoked to travel, dude. I hope we do travel together.
Yeah, we will.
Off-season.
100%.
Because whether it's a pilgrimage too or anything like that, man, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Any funny beach stories though? Now that the craziness is back, I know Atlanta week's coming up, so next episode I guarantee we'll have something.
The beach has actually been really, really chill. So nothing crazy.
Same.
It's just been honestly a beach day. Every day I'm just sitting up in my tower, just chilling, listening to podcasts all day, and
same, bro.
Yeah. It's been chill.
Mm-hmm.
I was in like a funk, and there was just this anxiety kind of coming over me where I would just mess up something and it would be like a spiral, and then the next day I would mess up something. So I went through this period of just kind of stumbling and not like just being a klutz. So I was kind of, the first few weeks were kind of like that, and so now I'm kind of sitting myself down and trying to just ground myself and not try to rush everything. So pretty much just trying to get my feet in the ground, not mess everything up.
Same. I mean,
yeah.
Same.
Yep. Injury.
Just stumbling everywhere, man. Just scrambling.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had every intention this week. For some reason, I keep having dreams about it, and we've talked about the gift of discernment for both of us and whatnot. But like, to reach out to my dad, so that put me in a funk.
Yeah.
Because the feelings of inadequacy, I guess, of not being a good enough son to care about or whatever, just made me want to like try harder and you know how it is, like rush things.
Yeah.
Stumbling things, and the next thing you know, like I'm just like, all these stupid injuries happen. I hit a deer driving home.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And like you had the same similar like things happen too. It's just like I have to stay still. I have to constantly find that center of just like, I think it's just like I still panic and I get fearful, and then I practice my will. And now that we are trying to have a very close relationship with God, I think he's quick to be like, no. You know what I mean? Like small like little inconveniences just to tell us to literally just lie down in green pastures.
I think it's just a series of tests too. So that we can put our strength into him, and
100%.
He's just throwing these little roadblocks, and it's just like, all right, well, you just got to get through it and just kind of slow yourself down. Because when we try to force things to happen, like, all right, we're like, oh, I messed up. Why do I keep messing up? Why am I such a klutz? When you start to focus on that, it's like more problems come. You know, for example, it's like, all right, I'm at work. I mess up something. I screwed up something at work. And I just kept focusing on that. I'm like, why did I do that? That was so stupid. And then, you know, the next day I'm like, all right, I'm not going to mess up today. And then I end up messing up something because I'm hyper focused on not screwing up. So it's just kind of just taking a deep breath and just not rushing through things, like you said, and just taking one deep breath at a time and being more grounded, kind of focusing on each task that you're doing. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That's the saying.
It's cool.
So
it's funny, I often get like made fun of for being clumsy, but it's because I'll start overthinking. My brain will just be firing off ideas or things that I need to do or I should have done or that I need to do better, and then I just start stumbling over myself. You know what I mean?
Same.
Yeah, it's frustrating, dude. Overthinking is definitely something like I always constantly have to like harness, I feel like.
Yeah. Do you think it's not having the caffeine during Lent?
Honestly, yeah. I can safely say, and I think you can agree, like, I've been trying to tally off, like, things that don't serve me well that I shouldn't have in my life. I don't think coffee is ever something that won't serve me well in life. Dude, it's crazy. I miss it so much.
Me too. Today I had 2 cups of coffee. Today's the last day of Lent, if you guys don't already know, but we went 40 days without coffee, and surprisingly did really well.
Killed it.
We both, withheld. I was so tempted to get coffee. Like the first few weeks was just brutal.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to give up nicotine too, but I ended up not. I don't know why. I mean, because of probably the pain and torture that I would have put myself through.
Well, also, yeah, you've experienced some pretty high stress too, but
I think it's something I do need to give up. Giving up those, it's not something I really need, And after Lent, I've kind of been thinking about this. Like, all right, well, why don't I just go ahead and give up things that don't really serve me well, anyways? So, all right, I got coffee now. I can drink coffee. All right, well, what do I really need nicotine for? What do I need these like small like gratifications that I get that just are, it's just like an addiction, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
So yeah, let's talk about Lent. Yeah, let's talk about Lent. How was it? When was the last time you did a full Lent?
High school, so 14 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it taught you something since then?
Oh my God, dude. Most like enlightening 40 days of my life. Like, and I've done the whole, like I've told you before, and we can talk about it later maybe, but like the whole 30 days in the desert, I tried my best to replicate that with a remote job before. And I learned a lot then, but dude, this Lent's been incredible. I mean,
It's good.
yeah,
It's good.
It's taught me exactly what we're talking about, just the stillness aspect,
Yeah.
Like not having coffee to like calm myself in the morning that I'm grumpy, foggy, stumbling, like we talked about. Like, that shit pisses you off. And like,
Yeah.
A cup of coffee or a Zin would calm me down. Like I would have a Zin, but like,
It's like
just those small things that like help you regulate your
crutch.
emotions, it would make you have to look up. And that was my only prayer this whole Lent was, Lord, help me to look at you constantly.
Yeah.
Like, not at my pain, not at the inconveniences. This Lent was filled with a bunch of shit for both of us. For me, it was physical for the first time. Like, I haven't had to see a doctor in 8 years. And here I am with kidney stones, a busted up foot, cracked ribs, possibly a broken heel too from skimboarding.
Oh,
like, dude, it's just forced me to do nothing but just kind of appreciate things. Because I refuse to go back to the animosity, dude. I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's like the devil has just given me every opportunity to be like, oh, you're going back to church. Look how this shit's working out for you. That's constantly what I hear, and it's
spiritual warfare.
And it doesn't faze me this go around, man.
Yeah.
I would have been drinking already, I do struggle, I think, with maybe marijuana, I think. For me, I don't believe in pills, but I do have, proven to have, some mental illnesses that go a little further than, like, just depression, like PTSD, stuff like that. And I've tried medicine. I've tried no medicine. I've tried the herbalistic route. The herbalistic route and going to church seems to be working, and I don't want it to be attached to anything. Like, I want to rid myself of that eventually. But Lent has shown for me, long story short, like, I think just like the power of attachment and detachment most of all. And it makes me only more curious as to what I can offer up, So, what about you?
Lent, so this was my first Lent, and I never thought I'd ever be able to give up like coffee, but I feel like I could have done better because I gave up coffee, but at the same time I was relying on like some energy drinks, and then I still had nicotine, so that's why I kind of want to just give up nicotine altogether, and just because I never fasted before. I would never fast. So this year I was fasting a lot, and it was definitely putting me to the test. And it was good because I would pray, but it's my first Lent, so each year I just figured out what to expect, and I think next year not having like a crutch to lean on for example, like trading one thing out for another. For example, like I'd removed coffee, but I was still drinking caffeine. So like next year, going a little bit more hardcore and just sticking. Like for example, I might not listen to music, like secular music, for the whole Lent, and just
That's a good one.
sit myself down and be able to sit in silence, because
That's a really good one.
that's something like I struggle with. I have to have some sort of, it's either caffeine for my workouts, or I have to have music to work out, or in the car. So focusing on just removing those simple things that just have such an impact on our life.
Yeah.
But it was good. But honestly, I mean, Lent, I got smacked in the face with this whole situation, and it kind of threw me off guard with my faith. So I'm not gonna lie, I've just been going through like spiritual warfare, and the old habits, the old thought processes coming back, and just it's a constant wrestle with my secular ways, the way I was before. And a lot of questioning of my faith. That's what this Lent has really done. A lot of tests and questioning. Still going to mass, still reading the Bible, but it's like the worldly desires are still pulling me back. So, for example, like I read this book called Proof of Heaven, and because I'm Catholic, a lot of the book talks about how this neurosurgeon, he was secular before. He didn't have any religion. He was all against religion. And then he went through this major traumatic illness that literally put him in a coma. So during that time, he pretty much left his body, and he experienced like kind of the afterlife, a near-death experience. And in that time, he explained his journey that he pretty much recorded. Like after he woke up from the coma, the doctors had pretty much pronounced him dead. So after that, he immediately wrote down everything he experienced. So it talks about his journey to the afterlife and heaven. And it's kind of crazy that these near-death experiences just they do resemble a lot in the Bible, but he was basically an atheist, but he went to heaven in his journey. So it's like, all right, a lot of the in Catholicism, in our faith, I feel like there's kind of like a man or a humanly picture to something that's pretty much inexplicable to man. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about something that's
we can't comprehend
it.
Literally. Yeah,
so
the Bible says it.
Yeah, it's incomprehensible. So how is it that, like, when it comes to sins, for example, like, how is it that certain sins can put you in hell, as it says in the Bible, or all sins can put you in hell? I don't know. It was just a lot of questions like that. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like, all right, I can see like murder. I can see like adultery and stuff like that. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm having a hard time explaining it.
I really want to talk to Father Peter, because I think I can disclose what happens in my confession, right?
You can.
Okay,
he can't.
Okay. All right. Well, I was just pouring out like all of my sins and stuff, and I was also explaining like, dude, I'm trying to get this right, like, and he started laughing. He just started chuckling, and I'm like, what? He's like, what makes you think he's so hard on you? Like, he's like like, he doesn't hate you, dude. He loves you.
Yeah.
You're only human. He's, and that's wrong with me. So it's just like, I'm starting to think like, as any parent, you have to give these strict, terrifying guidelines, because we as humans are such a self-serving political species. We want comfort, and we want tribalism, basically, in some sense. So maybe it's just like hard guidelines that we have to live, I mean, just to show us love, he had to sacrifice his son. That's how extreme it takes for our stupid chimp minds to comprehend that shit. So like, maybe it's just the traditionalism of being that strict.
Yeah.
And that is the sanctity of the Catholic Church, is that they acknowledge that. But us humans, maybe just like everything, most religions were made posthumous of the prophet, or the alleged prophet in other terms. So like, this has me thinking, or Wolf, we'll call him Wolf. Wolf was telling me that he was like, dude, the only thing is like Christianity, just like Buddhism, just like everything, we made those religions.
Yeah. All made by man.
They were all probably good dudes. He's like, we made them. So that's the only struggle I have with anything, especially something where like, I don't know. I don't want to speak against, my church, but.
No, me neither.
But there are things that I question, like the golden calf. Why do we have golden altars? Why isn't it wood?
Yeah.
I don't understand the human elaboration of what's already beautiful and divine. Is it our dedication to it in the form of art? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes me overthink it a lot.
That's something I've been struggling with, is the Catholic guilt. Like every single thing I do every day, I'm questioning whether or not I'm sinning. You know what I mean? Like everything I do. And it's like, I don't want to put myself in this box, where I'm constantly just not scared, but hyper focused on my flaws, my faults. And so that's the thing. Like, all right, I love the reverence of the Catholic Church. I love it. But people have really put it into a great perspective. Like, I respect Protestantism in a way, like,
of course,
their relationship with God. I respect it in a way. It's not about religion, it's about relationship. Because when you think about it, God he created the whole universe. You know what I mean? This isn't just, mankind is trying to put their definition to something that is literally infinite, like inexplicable.
Right.
Third dimension.
Right.
That's just questions, I'm not saying I'm going to ditch my faith. I'm not saying I'm like...
No. That's good that you question. It means you have faith. Like, you should be questioning. But to an extent, obviously, from what the Bible says. But, like, I don't know. I mean, the most holy people I've ever met were natives.
Yeah.
They believe in the Great Spirit. The Great Spirit's the Holy Spirit. Like what Father Peter, I think, it was Father Peter said, like, Protestants, they're like specialists in the Trinity. They have the Holy Spirit, but the Catholic Church has the mysticism and the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. It's the whole Trinity.
Yeah.
Who are we to say that the Holy Spirit doesn't have reciprocity to everything? Of course he does. He made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I don't know. It does make me think. I don't think people go to hell for not being in the Catholic Church. I do disagree with that. I don't. And then who are we to look down on other humans? Yeah,
who are we to kind of try to explain something that's, like I said, inexplicable? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, our comprehension is never going to come close to it. The only people that really know are the people that are dead. Yeah. Or the people, and that's why, like, the near-death experience stuff, the people that have died, where their heart has actually stopped, and they're clinically pronounced dead, and yet they come back and they have this story to tell about what they experience. And these people might not even be Christians, you know what I mean? And they experience some afterlife where it's just beautiful. So it's like, how can we really, like, confine ourselves to human teachings, you know what I mean?
Of course,
so
man.
It's just questions, but I still believe in a divine God, and Jesus. All the evidence in the Bible pointing back to Jesus, and then pointing back to his, just literally all the prophets and stuff. So it's like, at the same time, like, yes, no doubt there's credibility. No doubt that, all these different prophets have come and literally explained, or have literally prophesized Jesus is coming. I don't know. Maybe this is just my human side.
Yeah.
It is my human side questioning.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you got to have that childlike faith, no questions, just go.
Yeah.
You know.
I think also like I've been praying a lot too, because it's like, God, what's the point of being so hard on myself that I don't receive any joy?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like this seems counteractive, and eventually I don't want to be some overly stringent spirit filled with animosity that no one will see God through, you know. And I was praying about it. I was meditating on the beach, and I was asking God that same question, like, what's the purpose of this? Like, you know, I'm a sinner, and I heard this voice and was like, how beautiful.
Yeah.
But for real though, like, why are we trying to, we should be God-like, we shouldn't be like God, I think.
Yeah.
And our sinfulness is the beauty of it, because it makes all of us, we should look up. I shouldn't be looking at your flaws and your mistakes.
No.
You shouldn't be looking at my flaws, my mistakes.
No.
I got plenty of them.
Yeah.
You know, but we should be looking at,
we are human after all.
Yeah, it makes us look at God, and we can be friends because we have him in the middle. And we can build around that. And then if we meet women, you know, same thing with that. But I think it's our imperfections that cause beauty, because there's a story behind our imperfections, you know.
It's like God, well, if the whole goal was just to get to the afterlife, why the hell are we not just in the afterlife? Why are we not in just heaven? So, I mean, we were put here on this earth to enjoy life, enjoy what God has created.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, like the problem is I feel like so many people are just focused on making it to heaven that they stop living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They not question, but they like pretty much like, I have to be perfect. I have to be perfect, because if I don't, then I'm gonna go to hell. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's that guilt, you know, constant guilt. Like, I'm not enough. I'm not performing. I am constantly having flaws. And I guess that's all right. Acceptance that, all right, I'm not perfect. That's the point, but not dwelling in it. That's the problem.
Right.
And like, you know, Father Peter said in your confession, like, what that's the point. You know, you're not perfect.
Yeah. How beautiful.
How beautiful. Yeah.
I agree. And like, I feel like I know on the other side of breaking all these attachments, I know there's like a heavenly state. I feel like there will be. Just getting rid of nicotine and everything, man. And like, but then again, it's just so hard, because we're just polluted with that shit everywhere. Like, I don't know. But I do like the concept of how Buddhism did explain it, where it's like, basically, to get to heaven, you have to recognize it in this life.
Yeah.
You have to live in a state of heaven, which is called nirvana. So to reach nirvana, you simply break yourself of all attachments, which are the 7 deadly sins. Yeah. Which is what we're trying to do.
And they echo, like Christianity and Buddhism.
Same thing.
There's so many similarities. It's releasing those worldly desires. Conquering the 7 sins, 7 deadly sins. Who's to say that, like, for example, Buddhism, who's to say that they don't have some truth in their teachings?
Of course they do.
You know what? I've seen podcasts with a Catholic priest and a Buddhist monk, and there's no judgment there.
They love
you know what
each
I mean?
other.
They love each other.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, that's the whole point. Like, I feel like there's so much division nowadays too. And I can't say I haven't done it either, but judgment of other people's beliefs, and it just it creates this division, because ultimately something created this whole reality. Yep. You know, but yeah, it's just been something that's been on my mind. Never doubt that there's a creator, never. But it's just the interpretation of it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Becoming more open-minded, and not just shutting people down for having different beliefs, you know? Like, I used to be, Protestantism's just stupid, and like Martin Luther's a heretic, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, no. What am I doing?
No, like, you're condemning them. They're brothers and sisters. Yeah. You know?
And who's to say the Catholic Church wasn't corrupt? You know, it is. It has been.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
so
why I walked away from it for so long.
Yeah, but I do love the reverence. I do love the beauty of it, and it just it makes sense to me. But who's to say that we can't just say that in our humanly worldly perspectives that everything else is just flat out wrong? We're getting to a point where self-destruction is just so much easier. You know what I mean? We've got like nuclear weapons that could wipe out the whole earth. We've got a technology that is becoming so advanced that is becoming better than the human intelligence, AI. So I think, I do think we're getting to a point where we could in the future see some form of our own destruction because of technology.
Yep.
There was something called the Great Filter. Like we're getting to a point where like technology is advancing so much that the Great Filter is just this barrier that we will never be able to get past. And the Great Filter is pretty much a reset. And we're going to be, I can't explain it well because I haven't seen the video that I watched in a long time. But it's basically, we're going to be our own destruction in the end. Or it could be an asteroid or something like that. You never know.
Yeah.
But in terms of us, it's going to be technology, more than likely, replacing the mind, creativity.
We're already getting dumber by the day.
Yeah, we are.
Like a 3-second attention span.
Like we were talking about, I was talking with a buddy, just things are getting so hectic now that if our founding fathers were to come back and see what we're living in, they would look at us in disgust, like the government that we're living in.
Dude.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. The only reason I think it's like headed towards something bad is you're seeing I don't know, like everything, the way we're acting in our country, how it's just so sinful.
Yeah.
It's literally modern Babylon.
Yeah.
You look at Middle East, it's all there, you know. And I'm not looking at things in a fatalistic view, but I do know that like God and the earth, like he speaks to us to the sun, moon, and the stars and all the creatures, right? Well, they're going ape shit.
Yeah.
So let's look at it, you know, and then you look at war, then you look at Satanism, and you look at just evil is out in the open, you know.
Yeah. I think also too, like back in ancient times, it was the animalistic. It was just man versus man or nature. So those were the two things. All right, so you've got man with a stick or a sword, but now it's just we're taking it a step further. Now we've got technology.
Yeah.
And so the game is just upped to another level. Yeah. Another existential threat, not just our animalistic ways of like just killing each other. Now we have something that could, like, that is a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude,
so I do think the end is a lot closer than we think. Who knows? You know, like it says in the Bible, you will not know the hour, you will not know the day. But what do you think most people our age are chasing that doesn't bring fulfillment?
Money.
Money.
I think money.
Money. Yeah.
Power.
Control.
Like all those things are great. I don't think it's bad to have a good relationship with money, but in the sense of using it for like assets for good and change, yes. But a lot of people do it for like money,
materialistic,
vanity. Yeah. It becomes their god.
Yeah.
You know, it makes others worship you as well. And then I don't know. I think that's a big problem with a lot of relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it is this like materialistic definition of success. When I have the nice car, when I have this X amount of money in my bank account, then I'll be happy. So people are just constantly setting this bar that will go up every time you reach that level. So realistically, until when is enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once you get that first bar, you're like, dang, this is still not enough. Like even having $1 million in the bank, like that's just not enough.
Oh yeah.
So it's just that excessive greed excessive chasing, it's not a bad thing to push yourself. It's not a bad thing to set goals for yourself, but being content with the journey. A lot of people only want the outcome, but they don't realize that what it takes to get there is this series of struggles, and the actual journey itself. That's the most important. It's not the end goal that's important.
Right.
It's the process.
Right.
So I feel like a lot of people have this really bad definition of success, that it's when you achieve it. No, it's getting there. It's like the process of getting there, and just being being grateful for every moment. And a lot of people are just chasing. They're chasing women. They're chasing this materialistic definition of success. The car, and they're just missing out on the moments right now, like waking up every day and being like, I'm not enough. Yeah. I don't have this amount of money, so I'm not happy. Well, if you're not happy right now, what's to say that you're going to be happy? Who's to say you're going to actually be happy when you achieve that?
Right.
So what would you say you're avoiding the most right now?
I mean, I was going to say, my biggest thing was talking to my dad, but I just texted him. But I'm not really avoiding anything right now, to be fully honest with you. Maybe nicotine attachments, delaying attachments. I feel like I'm still rationalizing things that deep down in my conscious, I'm like, no, that's an attachment. For instance, Alex, we need to have Alex on this podcast.
Yeah.
100%. But the Joseph thing, how Joseph is the terror of demons. Did you watch that video?
Yeah, I think so. No, I didn't.
It was basically like Joseph wasn't he was an anointed figure, you could say, and he's a saint, but he was just a regular man. And the sanctity of him, and why evil and the devil don't even touch him and you never see him go through trials, is because he didn't second guess when God called on him to do something. It was like, okay, yeah, take this woman to Bethlehem. Yeah, okay. It's just like, he just seemed like a pretty chill guy, you know? And
chill guy.
Literally. And for me, it's like things that in the back of my mind are like, why haven't you given it up? And it's like, why am I procrastinating? Why am I rationalizing? Why am I overthinking,
I think I've been avoiding actual real struggle. For example, I mean, I've lived in this area my whole life. This area is an actual bubble. And so my definition of hardships are nowhere near, they're not hardships. They're not hardships at all. I'm just being a little bitch, honestly. So experiencing, I mean, I'm not saying the pain I feel isn't valid, but I'm saying compared to what people are experiencing in this world, that's what I'm experiencing is the life that they dreamed of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I'm a masochist and I want to put myself in an awful position, but I am saying I really have not experienced real struggle and real rock bottom to say that, basically I haven't really experienced a real struggle to kind of kick off real growth. You know what I mean? Some of the most successful people were in abusive households, or were poor, or were homeless. You know what I mean? And I have never experienced that. So it's I don't want to put myself in that position, but I need to.
Yeah, don't call on it.
Don't want to call on it, but I do need to step up and take the lead on my own life. And for example, I still live with my parents too.
I feel that.
Getting out and just putting myself out there and just starting from ground zero and building my own life.
You look at how things have panned out just in months. I mean, we have, not us, but God's moved a lot through us, I think.
Yeah.
So, but I struggle with the same things for sure.
Yeah, and then another thing I feel like I've been avoiding is, like I said earlier, that childlike faith, in a way. I've been avoiding just shutting my mind up and just committing to the Word of God. For example, like lust has been a pretty. I'm not saying I'm like addicted to porn or something like that, but kind of like shutting that thing off in my mind. It's human nature, but like,
yeah, especially work on the beach. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's like, all right,
We all
well,
talk
if
about
that
it.
girl had come up and talked to me, like, what are the odds of me falling into temptation, or like, say she were to invite me over or something like that, shutting that off completely. Like my humanly desires are like, hell yeah, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like that childlike faith of just completely surrendering and kind of, it's hard to explain.
Do you like cut off yourself from those experiences because you already know you would cave, or
Yeah.
you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, in that case, I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think it's bad though to have like just to hang out. Like I've hung out with girls, spent the night even on the couch, had that respect though, and just to separate and have respect for them. It's euphoric. It really is. To not sleep with them or like just to hang out with them and get to know their feminine energy is very healthy. But that temptation aspect and their intentions on vacation is different.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
different. Yeah, you see it,
Yeah, that's it. That's something I've struggled with, like,
especially
what
as a lifeguard. I'm
that
sure
temptation. Yeah. Well, honestly, no, not really.
Really?
And that's something as to why I've been kind of struggling with this, because well, there are no options. Like when I'm working, I'm kind of just in my own zone. Like no girls come up, whatever. All right. But then there's like, what's stopping me from just downloading Tinder and just kind of going and experiencing this? You know what I mean? That's the humanly, worldly desires calling you.
What are your thoughts on dating apps? Like Tinder, I feel like is a no-go.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But like Christian ones or ones where you can filter like someone's intentions. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I definitely.
We are busy. Like in the day and age, I don't have time to freaking go out and meet people.
No,
And
I don't either.
I don't go to bars. I think they're evil.
Yeah, same.
Hate me for it, but I know the truth.
Yeah.
I know what I feel when I go into bars. So for me, it's like, what do you do? Like.
I think I think dating apps nowadays they were supposed to be good to help people connect and meet other people online and build relationships, but now it's just an easy like click and link. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. But right now, honestly, I'm in a stage I know I'm not ready for a relationship. I'll flat out say I'm not ready for a relationship. But do I cut myself off completely from women? Yeah. That's something I've been wrestling. You know what I mean? But I know for a fact, like, well, I can't provide right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I put myself in this box and cut myself off completely and grow like, hell, I don't even know if I could talk to a girl now. I'm like, you know what I mean? You get out of a relationship and
it's so awkward.
Your ex is already in a rebound relationship, and I'm like, all right, well, why can't I just go, mess around?
Yeah.
No,
I feel that.
It's like she's doing it.
What was Marcus Aurelius' quote? Like, not to become like those that you hurt you is the greatest revenge or whatever.
Yeah, becoming the exact opposite of those who hurt you.
Yeah. I mangled it, but yeah.
I mangled it too.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with loneliness?
Physical loneliness and solitude, I love it. But I also need to watch isolation because I love it so much. Because for me, it's the only time I can write.
Yeah.
I can't write poetry hanging out with a bunch of homies. So like, but loneliness is going into those overthinking phase and inadequacy phases of where Theo Von said it, like, it's not that like you don't have anyone, it's that no one has you. That loneliness I struggle with.
Yeah.
Like the depressive loneliness or I disassociate a lot lately. That's my thing. Like I'll be sitting there and like 2 hours will pass and I didn't even know. I'm just like, I'll just snap out of it like, holy shit.
I feel like these 8 months have just gone by so fast.
Yeah. Like I drove from Rosemary to Destin and I passed Mac Bayou the other day just because I just like zoned out about my dad, and I was just like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Like, it happened. I told you like a month ago. I ended up in Pensacola. I'm like,
How did I get here?
yeah, it's kind of concerning, but
I like it though. Honestly, it's given me time to focus on myself, because I know, all right, you want the perfect partner, but are you the perfect partner?
yeah,
And I'm like, all right, no, I'm not. So, I mean, got to ask yourself, would you want your daughter marrying the man you are today? And I'm like, flat out, no. So I like it because it's giving me time to focus on my purpose. It's giving me time to pretty much become the perfect partner, work on myself, focus on my career, because I know for a fact, like, I just don't have time for a relationship, honestly. I never did.
I don't either.
And that's the thing I think a lot of people fall into, is they get into a relationship when they don't really understand themselves, they don't understand their calling, and then they get stuck into comfort. And that's what I was doing. I had no direction really when I was in a relationship. I did not, like, I know, all right, at the same time, I'm like, all right, I should have just married the girl, because why not? You know?
Right.
Work it out. But at the same time, I also know that I was not ready. I was not ready to be a provider. And so now it's given me that time to just figure it out now. No responsibilities other than my career and developing myself. So it's good. It's really good. But like you said, there is that urge to want to find that emotional and physical intimacy with somebody because of what you had before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I think about people like Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor, their wives.
Mm-hmm.
Given McGregor hasn't treated his wife well, but they met them as losers, bro.
Yeah.
With a dream. Like, we're just grinding shit out like we did on a freaking log on the beach with this thing and our TikToks and stuff like that. And they had a woman that said, no, you're enough right now, but let's build together. And I have faith. So where did that go?
Yeah, where did that go?
Because I am tired of this, like, climbing a mountain by myself and whatever. And I'm not tooting our horn, but, like, I already know, like, the work that we put in, we're pretty valuable men.
Yeah.
So why isn't that enough right now to build? To give me some momentum, to help exalt me while I exalt you, you know?
Yeah. I think
that's what I struggle with, is like, well, I know I can't provide either right now. Yet, you know.
Yet.
I have before, I can again. But it's like, I think love is born in that struggle too, because we both know we're not enough, so we have someone to look at. I haven't tried that little triangle yet before, you know, and
yeah, exactly.
that's what I struggle with. Is like, yes, I'm not enough. I think that there's great respect in knowing that, but also it's just like, what happened with building with someone?
Yeah, no, for real. That goes into what people are chasing, like the unfulfillment. They're chasing the end goal and not like going through the process. You know, building with somebody. Like, for example, some girls, they just want the six figure, 6 foot finance guy, but you know they would, once that's all gone, then do they actually really love the person that they're with, or did they just want the money and want the provision, the provider? But yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. I don't know. My experience is that I'm always like the fun spiritual experience that kept them alive, and they just discard it and find like the one that's like easier to explain to mom and dad. It's like,
I think true love is seeing the flaws and continuing to choose that person anyways. You know, like, obviously you don't want someone who has no goals and no vision in their life, because a man that lacks purpose is not going to be a leader. So, like, finding that person that's building and is willing to build with you, you know what I mean? Meet you at where you're at now and be like, all right, this is where we want to be. Let's stick together. Let's make it happen. Yeah. You're my right-hand man.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's hard because not a lot of people want to do that, because it is hard.
Yeah, dude.
It's hard. It's like, right now I'm not in a good spot. But who's to say, like, in the next 10 years that I'm going to be, who's to say that I'm not going to be well off in the next 10 years? But if you only go after someone based on what they can provide you, then you're missing out on that person because you're only just focusing on, what am I saying?
No, you got it.
Yeah, you just see like the material, what they can do for you in the end.
Yeah. I agree, man. And for me, it's really hard to see. Like, I know what you said is beautiful. Like, I know that I don't have as much as, like, I know I can offer. I know I'm not ready for a relationship. I feel the same exact way. That is great. But then also for me, like, when I knew, the only time I knew I felt love and found love was, like, when me and that person were in the fucking trenches together.
Yeah.
Like, her and I were, and we were praying together, and it was just like we had no other option but to get on our knees and ask God for another day and just thank each other. And like it's hard to see anything of substance with anyone less than that. So it's like, and I am putting forth the work, you know, like I'm finally at that place where I think the bad spirit is, or I know the bad spirit that was governing me is gone. I know there was one, which is scary to admit, but I know there was one.
Yeah.
And
me too, man.
And I can speak about it now. I used to not be able to talk about it. I'd feel my hair stand up because
Yeah.
it governed me, literally. And I think through my reconciliation in the past 40 days, I don't feel any bit of that anymore. And like,
yeah, that's good. That's good.
But,
and I think the same goes with material success as chasing the end goal. Same with love. You know, right now it's like, all right, well, I can't be a provider. I can't get married until I have X amount of dollars in my bank account. So it's like, well, when would that be enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then, because you don't know who you're going to meet. You don't know who God's going to throw into your life. And he might throw someone who's perfect for you and you feel like you're not ready. Yeah. And so it's like, well, you can't shut that door because I'm not ready. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It sucks, man. And it sucks to be rich in the other realm and then poor in this one. Yeah. Because it's like, I could be the best fucking dude ever, but if I can't bring home a meal, what's my worth? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And I get it. Like, I'm not saying anything against it.
That's our whole purpose, though, is to provide.
To provide, exactly. And which I don't know. Like, we protect, provide. We are making money. We're about to be swimming in it by June. So yeah, I'm not. It's just us being like critical thinkers of ourselves.
Yeah. What kind of pain has shaped you the most?
What kind of pain has shaped me the most? Grief. Grief. Yeah. Yeah. Just because it's like the ultimate living lesson of surrender for me. I don't know. Grief is just, it makes me question everything, man. So, because there's a lot of people that I know that have passed where it's like there was no reason for them to, like, I should be there. I shouldn't be alive. Why the fuck am I still here? You know? So that's like the biggest one is grief. Grief. Learning what I was attached to. Getting over it's the reason why I say it is because grief has stages. So unlike other things, you have chapters of this one lesson. So you got the anger, then you got the self-blame, and then you got the overbearing sadness, and you know, the full disassociation. So grief for sure. Yeah. What about you?
I want to say like it would be probably like past traumas from family has shaped me the most, because I've realized, like, I've seen the mess ups. Yeah. I've seen the relationship dynamics, and realizing that that's not how I want to live. That's not the story that I want to write. I want to break that generational curse and say, I may not ever, who knows? I may not ever reach the same financial status as my parents. But like in terms of seeing their lessons, seeing where they went wrong, like becoming a new creation, breaking that curse, you know? And that's the same thing with lust, like not getting into a relationship just because the sex is good, and kind of having to crucify my flesh completely and be like, no, well, guess what? If you go hook up with a random woman, you get attached, you get into a relationship with someone who doesn't share the same morals and values as you, and then guess what? You end up in a marriage where you're unhappy the rest of your life just because of those instant gratifications.
Right.
So completely trying to crucify my flesh and saying, no, I look at how I was raised. I don't want most of the aspects. There's a lot of good aspects. I'm not saying, like, I respect my parents and they've been, you know, they're the only reason I'm here, obviously. But then learning from their lessons, seeing what they did wrong, and being like, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to raise my kid in the same way.
I agree.
You know,
That's honestly, you have a better answer than mine for sure. Because I agree, like learning from that. It's also taught me that they're just hurt kids that were forced to grow up with.
They're
time.
humans, and it's their first time living life.
Yeah. But we're the improved version of their DNA.
Yeah.
So it's basically us calling on our own damnation if we're not trying to solve their lessons.
Yeah.
You know, because we have the best parts of both of them.
Yeah.
You know,
Generational trauma is passed down, like alcoholism,
yeah.
for example.
This dude right here. You know,
So it's and it's something like it has to end with one person, or else it's going to be the whole bloodline.
Yep.
And so
It's a demon literally that lives through bloodlines.
it's what's the word? Not preborn sin. What's the word?
Original sin?
Original sin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. What, that like generational curse?
Yeah.
Original.
Generational curses are original sin passed down from your parents.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, when does it end? It's got to end with somebody. Someone has to take the stand and be like, I'm not gonna carry these traumas. I'm not gonna carry those bad habits into my family, you know, and it continue with my kid. Because I mean, their parents were raised. Maybe it gets better each time. Their parents raised them. Our parents, great grandparents raised their kids badly. They were raised badly, and then it's on to us. So I mean, each time it does get a little bit better. Maybe it was worse.
Yeah.
But
it's more diluted.
It becomes diluted. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I agree. That was like I wrote like 10 promises to myself for this year. And number 1 was turn generational curses to generational wealth.
Yeah.
So
There's a saying, like, my grandfather would walk to work every day. It was dirt poor. His son is now driving a Toyota Tacoma. His son is driving now a Ferrari, and now the next son is walking again.
Yep. Just learning that same lesson of humility.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild, man. That's true. For sure.
Because comfort, like,
It's a disease.
it's a disease, and it kills drive.
Yeah, man. Just like a stagnant pond. It builds up with algae and parasites because there's no flow to it.
Yeah.
There's no movement, you know?
This can go straight into the next question. What is something you're currently unlearning?
Trusting. Period.
Yeah.
I don't know. When you fall in love with someone, it's because you trust them with your heart. So when that's broken, like, you really lose trust for anyone. Like, that was the person you entrusted with things, you know, especially when it's weaponized. So, like, trusting people and trusting, most of all, now that I've found God and whatnot, like, just trusting that the good stuff, dude, that stuff scares me. I'm so used to the battle. Like, I don't know how to rest in green pastures, you know. I'm like addicted to the fight now, and like, just trusting the good shit coming. For instance, Rosemary is cool as hell, great people, super calm. There's more money coming in. TikTok's blowing up. That shit scares the fuck out of me because I'm getting blessings that I don't feel worthy of, and I gotta trust that I won't fuck it up. And the only way I don't fuck it up is I don't touch alcohol.
Yeah.
For me.
Well, you're doing good.
That's my battle. So, but that's so scary, you know. But do not
Yeah.
be afraid keeps ringing in my head, and it's like, you're just being prideful, you idiot. So it's like,
Yeah.
what about you?
Yeah, I'm having to unlearn all my old habits. And that's why it's been such a struggle these last few months, because that one catalyst kind of brought back the old mindsets that I had, the secular mindsets, like lust, and then, not relying on God. So I'm having to unlearn, same thing. I need to learn to trust more, not having to control every situation.
Yeah.
Having that childlike dependency on God. And I have to unlearn, my bad habits from the traumas that I experienced in relationships, the anxious attachment that I had.
Same.
Pretty much unlearn these habits, because I don't care, maybe my ex is messed up, maybe they did something, but I have to take accountability for my actions. So unlearning like that anxiety, I don't think that's something you can just unlearn, but that it's something that you can still work on.
Of course.
Basically being able to lean on God and not my own understanding. Whenever I get into another relationship in the future, unlearn the old habits that I had, old thought processes, like just constant questioning, and being able to fully trust into somebody. And if it's not going to work out, then that's God's plan, not mine.
Yeah.
Trusting in God's plan. And then, like I said earlier, unlearning the habits of my family. Completely becoming a new creation in Christ. Unlearning society's viewpoints on relationships. Because honestly, I used to be like, all right, well, you sleep with someone before marriage and you just date them for a long time, and then you really get to know them, and then, after a few years, 3, 4, 5 years dating, then you get married. Well, that's something I'm having to unlearn, because it doesn't work. You know what I mean? It doesn't really work.
Proven.
The most happy marriages are the ones, most of the time, not all the time, but the most happy marriages are the ones that they commit to celibacy before marriage, and they just get married and they stick it out. You know what I mean? So that's something I'm having to learn. In terms of relationships, trying something completely different and basically killing that temptation.
Yeah.
So
That's tough too.
yeah, that might have been worded weirdly, but
No, it was worded great. Honestly, you say you're waiting for trials and stuff too, but literally becoming your own creation through God with no backing from family that's really hard. That alone is a trial I don't even have. Like, yeah, sure, like I had my trials and whatnot, but like I had a faith base I grew up with, a Catholic mother's prayers, which are fucking powerful. I'm learning.
Yeah.
Like, that woman's prayers are the only reason why I'm still breathing, and I learned it today.
that's
Like,
awesome.
It's crazy.
It's amazing.
I mean, it's insane. But like, you're doing this alone, bro.
My dad, I was like struggling yesterday about like my future, and because obviously I'm not financially where I want to be yet, but he prayed over me, and it just felt like, what am I doing? Like, why am I being so hard on myself, putting myself in a box and not doing the things that I know I can do? So, I mean, his faith he said he's been praying over me since I was young, because I was raised in a completely different household. And I don't agree with his where he goes, his church, and a lot of his religious beliefs, but we do have a common ground in God.
That's huge.
And so it's good to we debate each other,
That's
because
healthy.
but his prayer helped me out a ton, because it's like, why am I guilt tripping myself over my flaws, and putting myself in this negative mindset when I know God is watching over me and he loves us.
Yeah.
So I do have those prayers.
That's cool that you guys have that common ground. No, that's really cool. Especially that he prayed for you. That's cool.
Yeah. It's awesome too, though. Like, it's cool seeing your mom get back into the faith too. Like, that she set the way for you, and now you're setting the way for her.
Dude, she told me something today that broke my heart. Like, she honestly is the holiest woman I've ever met, and I'm learning it. But she was like, it just feels so good to be home. I was like, why'd you walk away? She's like, because you did too. I had to walk with you. Like, but she's like, I don't know. I had to apologize too, because like, I feel like I've made my mom feel bashful for what she knows was the truth. But just like the level of peace I see in her is really cool. But yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's really cool, man. Father James saw us. They do. So if people don't know, like on Easter, they kind of do like a revisitation of baptism, from what I can understand, because it was all in Spanish. But that's kind of what. Is that
what he was throwing? That's like okay.
Yeah, and it was basically like a reminder of baptism, of baptism and a renewal of life, from what I've learned. If I'm wrong, it's because the whole thing was in Spanish and I'm rusty. But it was so funny. Like, he was dousing people, and then he saw me and my mom in the pew.
Father Peter or James?
Father Peter. And he took 2 steps back and just wound it up. Just freaking like doused just us two and kept going. It was funny, bro. But no, just seeing my mom in church again and joining her and having that common ground, it's so cool, man. I never thought I'd have that. So
that's great. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome too.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, maybe all this questioning I have is because I really haven't. Well, also I'm pretty bummed because I didn't get baptized yet. I have to wait until next.
That's a huge one.
Next Lent. So I until I've actually gotten baptized and I feel that holy water wash over me. But right now I just feel dirty. You know what I mean? I'm not saying faith alone. My faith is keeping me. I'm going to continue going to church. I'm going to continue reading the Bible, trusting in God. But I feel like until I actually get baptized, I just feel unholy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just depressing not knowing that I'm not going to be able to get baptized. But at the same time, just thinking about that day when I can get baptized and take communion.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, how good that's going to feel. I probably will break down, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you will, 100%.
I will break down.
Out of respect for you, I didn't watch it. I was on the, you know how, you got, the main aisle, and then there's, the side aisle.
Yeah.
They did the baptism during the Easter Vigil.
Yeah.
I stayed in the corner. I was like, I'm not watching until my homie gets baptized.
Yeah.
I applauded, but it sounded pretty cool.
Yeah.
They did full immersion, too.
I'm so excited for it.
Oh, just from seeing, the lead up to it, bro, it's going to make you emotional. It's going to be sick. But, yeah. Then they did the whole thing for Jared, too. It was cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. That is the first episode of Season 2. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for all the support. Hope you guys have a happy Easter.
Yes, happy Easter.
Absolutely. We're grateful for everything. Praying for you guys. And you want to add anything? Yeah,
thank you guys for sticking around. We're getting back into the groove. We've gotten pretty busy with work and life, and so this, I don't know, we'll see how it is in the editing, but we may be a little rusty, but we'll get back into the groove and just continue putting out as much content as we can, and continue the journey, because we're not going to give up on this. This is something that can grow, and it's fun, honestly, dude.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's therapeutic, dude.
It is.
Oh yeah. It's been warmer too, so we'll do a couple of these on the beach.
Yeah. So we're gonna continue to we're gonna continue to remain consistent and put out episodes, and thanks again for all the support.
For sure. Hope you all have a blessed Easter and stay salty.
God bless.
Shake it here, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace.